Sagittarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for November 24th through the 30th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Saggy. Ooh. The overall energy for the reading, the Three of Pentacles. So there's a partnership flying around here somewhere, somehow. In the recent past, the Death card, the Judgment card, the Ten of Pentacles, that's extreme transformation. That's a death process right there. And a lot of the results of that had to do with your stability. Your sense of where you belong in this world, and you know what do you want that to look like. So it probably messed a lot with your beliefs about stability, I'm guessing. But anyways, and I think you're still going through those energies, but the death process of it already happened. The extreme, kicked in the gut and dragged through mud type of energy there. Very transformative though. In the current situation, the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the High Priestess. You're working on something here that involves a sense of equal give and take, an energy exchange of some sort. You feel really good about it. That doesn't mean necessarily that it's with another person. That could mean, hey, I'm doing a project that brings a lot to me as an energy, gives me back. Like a lot of what I'm putting in, it fulfills me in that way. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a person, even though I do see the energy of partnership there. Could be. I don't know. We'll see. In the immediate future, the Two of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. This kind of signifies a little bit of a break from loving yourself, which could mean you might lose sight of that. You might go through something and you forget to take care of yourself, things like that. The energy of self-love is definitely up in the air. It's kind of like, whatever, I'll do it later, Okay. Let me see the Three of Pentacles. Let's clarify. Four of Pentacles, the Magician, the Five of Swords. You're really hanging on to something, though, that I don't think you should be hanging on to it anymore. It's something that doesn't serve you anymore. I think it's part of that process over there of healing, extreme healing, and it has to do with your stability, and there could be a partnership involved there that you're saying, I'm not letting this go, God damn it. And the whole process of that is telling you, but you have to. You have to release this because it doesn't fit into the new frequency you stepped into. And you're like, nope. Okay. Can't argue with stubbornness there, can ya? Well, yes, I can, because, why not? For the Death card in the recent past, you get the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Justice card. After undergoing this process of, again, I see it as a death process for you, which for those that don't know, that means old parts of you are going away while new parts are coming in. Closer to who you really are. But as things progress through this process, you're starting to feel, probably for the first time in your life, a lot more balanced, emotionally balanced. Your clarity is there, your mental clarity is there, your heart is open. So it feels like things are super balanced there for you. While you're undergoing this process. Not all the time, because it's in waves. This type of a process, especially, it's going to come in waves. For the Judgment card, you get the Six of Swords, the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords. You also have the tendency, like most of us do when we're going through extreme healing, to be like, I've learned everything. I'm good. Somebody build me a statue because I'm so good it's not even funny. Yeah, I think you walked away from that idea pretty fast though. It's that whole idea that we think that just because we've gone through so much healing and so much of our own pain that we covered everything that we should have. Now we're, a master healer of some sort. And we took on our own pain, so we covered everything that is about us. But I see you coming out of it pretty fast. Got your shit together there pretty fast when it comes to that. It's like, yeah, no. So something must have happened. As I said, this is in waves. So when you're on top of that wave, yeah, you're going to feel that way. That, oh my God. But then when the wave starts going down, you're going to realize, hold on, there's a little more to this than what I thought. For the 10 of Pentacles, you get the Judgment card, the 8 of Cups, the Queen of Swords. So how this shift, because ultimately I feel like whatever happened there brought a major shift to, as I said, your beliefs when it comes to your own stability. So as this shift kind of came through for you, before the energy settled down into something, because I feel like they're still not into the new belief you're forming about your stability. I feel you're still not there. You're still in that, recalibration there. You might have thought, oh, this is what I want. This as a career, as this is it, as a new home, yeah, that's what I want for myself. 5 minutes later, you're like, I don't think so. I'm not feeling it. I'm not. Oh shit. Well, if this is not, yeah, that's it. Yeah, then it's that. Yeah. I say give yourself a little more time before really being convinced that that's what, I mean, if it's going to play out through your mind as something that would make sense, something that, then it's probably not it. Because coming from that energy, it's something that you would feel more rather than something you think. The thinking part helps you to determine. Maybe you want to try that, maybe you want to try that, maybe you want to try several things until they all conclude into something that you would feel, oh, this is it. So the thinking part definitely helps. The thinking part is not going to determine what the new belief of your stability is. You got to feel it. You're going to feel it. So you might have juggled your way through maybe new things, maybe things you already knew how to do, or, but yeah, okay. So I see you spinning in circles a little bit there when it comes to, where do I live next? What do I do? What should I try? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Not a bad thing, not a bad place to be, because, it's experiences, it's new experiences, and that's how you're going to learn. For the 7 of Pentacles, in the current situation, you get the 7 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles. You definitely have you're in the middle of an energy that screams equal give and take. That tells me that everything you're dealing with, absolutely everything, but there's one thing in particular that stands out here, which I don't know what it is. Maybe this partnership. But like every little thing, you're looking at it from the angle of equal give and take. Especially from the angle of what am I putting into something and where's the return from that? Is it even? Am I putting in more than what I'm getting? Am I getting more than what I'm giving? So there's a lot of that going on right now for you. And again, I feel like it mostly applies to maybe a collaboration, maybe a partnership you have with someone here. For the 6 of Pentacles, you get the Lovers, the Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands. And you're also trying to fit in this concept of self-love. Yeah, I want to show up in something that carries that whole partnership idea to it, that whole equal give and take, that whole I got your back, you got mine. But at the same time, I also want to give to myself, like have my little corner of my own little energy there that I kind of go to, and it's just mine. That's not for this partnership, even though I give all I got to this, but I want to have my little corner that's just for me. So there's a lot of stuff going on, even though in the physical it might not appear so. It might not seem like a lot is happening. It could be like, what are you talking about? Things are good here. We're good. Energetically, there's a lot that's going on. There's the establishing if something is equal as far as you're concerned, as far as you feel, and also through that creating your own sense of independence, which is something super, super healthy if it's done right, you know, for you to have your own little corner of something, your own sense of independence, and then giving to something that you want to be committed to. Okay. I like how it's not shown up as a big deal on the surface. It's like, what? I'm just doing my thing, man. Everything's great here. Okay. There's a lot happening under the surface there, though, for you, which is fine. You don't need to really know about it and concern yourself with it. It's just healing that's going on in the background, basically. Sometimes it just happens like that. For the High Priestess, in the current situation, you get the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. You're still kind of in that energy of the past there, of maybe sorting through things, maybe trying things out. Because even though you showed up quite, I'm okay here with whatever this is, I'm part of it, I'm good, your intuition tells you, go away. Go away, don't look back, you're on your own here, just go figure things out on your own. Even though the energy of partnership is attached to you here. And you're kind of pissed off with your intuition, I gotta say. You're kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about, intuition? What's wrong with you? If this looks okay, then why would I? I think your intuition is trying to tell you, maybe you need some time for yourself. You know? Maybe you don't need to commit to energies at this moment in time much. Maybe you just need some time for yourself here. But you're kind of pissed off with your intuition, so I don't know if you're listening to it. For the Two of Wands in the immediate future, you get the Empress, the Death card, the Chariot. You're kind of anticipating something, but it's something like doomsday or something. You know how sometimes we attach ourselves to something that's super important to us, and if there's fear there, enough fear, we're gonna think of it as we attach to it as, I wonder, when is this one gonna end? You know, when are they gonna leave? When am I gonna fuck it up enough that they do leave? You know, or that's fear. It's the anticipation through fear. It's expecting the worst case scenario here, and that's what you're doing. So why is fear taking over? Meanwhile, I see your energy of, you know, staying in touch with yourself. That whole energy of self-love is being put to the side. So I'm not surprised that fear is taken over. But why? You're still in that process there of stuff, of healing. Yeah, you might have gone through the big chunk of the nasty, but you're not done. For the Queen of Pentacles in the immediate future, you get the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, the Page of Swords. So if you create the scenario in which you already expect that the worst is going to happen in a situation, how do you expect you're going to show up for that situation there? If you already know, okay, this isn't going to last, whatever, then are you going to give it your all to the situation? Probably not, because you set yourself up to not do that anymore. To give just a little bit, because it's gonna go anyway. So, you know, whatever. We'll expect whatever in return. Or even worse, expect for this fear to manifest and for this thing to be taken away because you're not given too much to it. Then how do you expect it to flourish, to stay, to grow? So, I know, it's a mindfuckery a little bit, but Stay with me here. For the Two of Pentacles in the immediate future, you get the Six of Cups, the Emperor, the King of Pentacles. Whatever this is might prove you wrong if you let it. You know, the thing is, when we do this, when we create our own reality based off of our own fear, when we enter a situation with the fear of this is not going to last, we're already sabotaging to not last, because that's what we tell ourselves. So we got to prove ourselves right at some point. We got to be, I told you so, you know. So we're going to sabotage it enough that it gets to the point of somebody's going to leave, something's going to happen, you know, to prove your fear right. This one might prove you wrong if you let it. I see you in a pickle jar, playing with this energy of this soul connection, because apparently it's about a situation with a person. And I see you being like, why isn't this fulfilling my fear? Why isn't it so easy for this to just fall into that fear? I don't know. This one might just prove you wrong if you let it. And I suggest you do, because it's part of your healing. It's part of you understanding how you create your reality through your own fears. And instead of doing that, addressing your fears. You know? So, okay. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice. The Eight of Swords, the Star, the Five of Cups. You're a mess. And I'm not surprised. You're a mess in a good way. That's actually a compliment, because you're in this part of a very massive transformational healing process of what I see here. You should be a mess. You know, you should be all over the place. You should be in a place of, I don't even know what the fuck I want anymore, and I don't understand shit. That means it's working. Because that's when there's a shift within us, from the old to the new. Think about it. The old doesn't belong anymore. The new, we don't know what it is. So of course we're not going to know shit about shit. We're going to be like, wait, but that doesn't feel good anymore. But this, I don't know what it is. So where am I? Nowhere. A mess, basically. Again, a good mess. I feel like a lot of the things you thought you wanted, you no longer resonate with, they're shifting. That's basically what's happening. So that started back there, you're still in it. It just looks a little different than back there. You know, so if at one point you thought, oh, healing here done, no, you're still in it. You know, the energies are still not in place for the new to take over the old. There's still things you're just not letting go of, because no. So there's still things you're learning, and it's okay. It's okay. It's, you know, it's a process. How lengthy it's going to be, who the fuck cares? Do you got somewhere to be? You know, like, let it take over and be with it. And I think you are, because you are showing up a little bit, almost split up in between the past and the future. Almost a little stuck in the past while the future is calling out to you. You know, the new you versus the old you is still at play. Very much. And from that, don't be surprised if you're going to wake up one day, and even now, you're not going to know what you really want. You're not there yet where you are going to know. But you will be. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.